Elliot Vance had always been careful with his digital life. Strong passwords, two-factor authentication, no suspicious downloads, he wasn't careless. That's why the email made no sense. It sat there in his inbox like something that didn't belong, timestamped at 3:07 a.m., sent from his own address. He didn't remember waking up. Didn't remember typing anything. But there it was, already delivered, already read by others. The subject line, "You left the door open," felt less like a mistake and more like a statement. When he opened it and saw the message, "I walked in," something cold settled into his chest. Not fear, not yet. Just a quiet, creeping awareness that something had already gone wrong before he even noticed. He tried to explain it away at first. A glitch. A hack. Something technical, something solvable. But the more he searched, the less it added up. There was no trace of the email in his sent folder, no unusual login alerts, no unfamiliar devices connected to his account. It was as if the message had bypassed every system meant to track it. Meanwhile, replies kept coming in, concerned, confused, irritated. People were asking questions he couldn't answer. Standing in his kitchen, Elliot stared at the back door longer than he should have. It looked normal. Felt normal. But the words echoed in his head, "You left the door open." He couldn't shake the feeling that something had tested the boundary of his space, and found it lacking. The second email didn't arrive until evening, but it felt like it had been waiting for him all day. This time, he hesitated before opening it, as if delaying it might somehow change what it contained. It didn't. The message was shorter, sharper, "You didn't notice me." Attached was a photo. His living room. Taken recently, he could tell by the position of the chair, the way the light fell through the window. But the angle was wrong. It wasn't from any place a person should have been standing. Elliot walked through the house again after that. Slower this time, more deliberate. Every step felt like it might reveal something just out of sight. But the house remained empty. Quiet. Unchanged. Which somehow made it worse. Sleep became impossible after that. Not because he didn't try, but because every time he closed his eyes, he imagined angles, places someone could stand without being seen, spaces just outside his awareness. So he kept the lights on. Sat in the open. Watched everything. But when the third email arrived, it didn't matter how alert he was. The subject read, "You're looking the wrong way." His hand shook as he opened it. The image that followed didn't just show his home, it showed him. Sitting exactly where he was earlier that day. Facing forward. Unaware. The realization didn't come all at once. It crept in slowly, piece by piece, until it formed a single, unbearable thought: whatever was sending these messages didn't need to hide. It had always been closer than he was willing to imagine. By the time he called for help, Elliot already knew what they would say. And they said it exactly as expected. No signs of entry. No evidence of surveillance. Nothing out of place. The explanations they offered were practical, grounded, easy to accept, if not for the growing weight of everything he had already seen. That night, he removed every possible connection. No internet. No power to the devices. No signal, no access, no way for anything to reach him. He sat in the dim silence, convincing himself that control had been restored. That whatever had happened before was over. But control, he was beginning to understand, had never really been his. The laptop turning on should have been impossible. That's what made it so quiet, so final. No dramatic moment. No warning. Just the soft glow of a screen that shouldn't have had power. The email was already open, waiting. Now you understand. The message didn't rush him. It didn't need to. Beneath it, the image moved, not a recording, not a delay, but something. Immediate. Accurate. Present. Elliot stared at it, trying to process what he was seeing, but his mind refused to fully accept it. Because in that reflection, in that shifting darkness behind him, there was something that didn't follow the rules of the room. Something that had been there long enough to know exactly when he would look. He didn't turn around. Not because he didn't want to, but because some part of him understood that turning would only confirm what he already knew. The final message appeared slowly, as if written in real time: "You finally see me." The screen dimmed just enough to reflect him clearly. Or almost clearly. Because the shape behind him didn't belong to the room, didn't belong to anything he could name. It didn't move closer. It didn't need to. It had already crossed whatever distance mattered. The next email sent from his account went out just before sunrise. No hesitation. No error. Just a simple statement, delivered to everyone he knew: he's not alone anymore. And this time, Elliot didn't try to deny it.